guys, thanks for tuning in again. My name is Kanal, and today we have the pleasure to talk about BirdSong amps. Most specifically, we're going to talk about the Merlin amp, which on paper is a 5-watt Tweed Champ that is not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Before we dive deep into it, I have to apologize about my absence here on YouTube. So as you can probably tell, I haven't been uploading any videos for the past 3 to 4 weeks, which is not something that I want to do. But what happened is, quick explanation, my computer crapped out on me and I ordered a new one from Apple, which took a very long time to arrive. So here we are. I have a new computer, I have a new setup going on for me, and I hope I'm not gonna miss any weeks without videos. But I mean, I've had bad luck for the past couple of weeks, but I think it's all over, and I think we're off to a good start from now. Now, enough of my excuses. Let's talk about this amp, because what BirdSong is doing with these amps is mind-blowing. And by that I mean, just go on Google and search for a Fender Champ 57 reissue, and you're gonna be amazed by the prices, because those prices are high up there. And for what you get is a small amp with an 8-inch speaker, one control, single-ended 5-watt amp, and you pay a premium for that. But what BirdSong has managed to do with these amps is give you the same thing, but for 400 euros, which is a steal in my opinion. Now, on paper, this amp and a Fender Champ are technically the same. So this has an 8-inch Celestion speaker. It has 3 tubes in it, a rectifier tube, a 12AX7, and a 6V6 in the power section. That's the same thing that goes for the Fender Champ, but it has a Jensen speaker, I believe. Now, to be fair, I've never played a Fender Champ, but what I'm hearing from this particular amp, I really like. So that's why I'm advocating for you to go on Reverb, search for this amp, and buy it if you can find it in stock. Before I started to record this particular video, the owner of BirdSong Amps did let me know that there's going to be plenty of amps in stock. So he sells directly through Reverb, but you can also check his website and you can see everything that he has in stock. I'm gonna link everything in the description down below, and I'm telling you, before you even hear it, I mean, you heard it in the intro, but before we talk deep into it, you gotta have it. You gotta have one of these, because if you're playing in your apartment, or if you have a house and you have children, you don't want to bother a lot of people, but you still want that tube feel. This is the amp to go. I mean, you put this thing on too, then you also have a tone control. It just works wonders. I can totally live with just this amp and a reverb pedal, and I will be set for playing in my apartment for the rest of my life, 100%. So the talking part of this amp should be really short, because there's nothing much to say about it other than it sounds magnificent. It's a very simple 5-watt Tweed Champ amp, but it also has a tone control, which is more inherent of the Tweed Princetons. And if you've seen the Premier Guitar rig rundown of Dave Cobb, which is a very famous producer in Nashville, he talks about the Tweed Champs, and he talks about setting them up to like 2 or 3, and that's a sweet spot for Tweed Champs. You should never turn them higher than that. And in my opinion, I also think the same thing. I mean, if you're looking for that boxy, grungy tone, then you can turn it up to 7, and you're gonna have a lot of fun. But for my usage, I turn this amp to 2 or maximum 3, depending on the guitar, and that's like tone heaven for me. Especially if I add some reverb to it, that's where I'm at. And you know, I don't play without reverb, so you're not gonna hear it without reverb. I'm sorry. Now, enough talking, let's hear the damn thing. So I have set it up at 2. This amp goes to 12 actually, but I've set it up at 2 in the volume, and the tone is actually at 5, and it sounds something like this. Sometimes you hear this humming noise. It's not the amp's fault. I'm actually doing it on purpose with the HX Stomp XL. So I have this effect that emulates the AHX freeze effect to allow me to improvise on certain chords and certain notes. So sometimes it will sound like this. Now, that's the HX Stomp. It's not the amp. It's not the amp's fault or anything. It just allows me to play. And yeah, that's about it. I really like that effect. It really helps me play, and it puts me in this happy place where I can play all day. Alright, so let's add some gain to it and see how it sounds. I don't like a lot of distortion coming from these small amps, so I have a really light overdrive setup, but I would mostly play this amp clean anyways. But just to prove a point, this is how it sounds like. Bridge. Now it definitely has a vibe to it. It kind of fights you, but sometimes you definitely need that. So I really like it. But again, I would still stay with the clean tones with this amp every day of the week. Alright, so let's try some humbuckers with it. I'm going to plug in my PRS SE Standard with Seth Lover pickups and see how that sounds like. Alright, so I plugged this in. These pickups are really low wound, and they're actually the same output as the P90 that I had on the Telecaster. So I didn't adjust the volume, but I did add some treble to it, so now it's at around 6 to 7. And I'm going to use the freeze effect just so I can have something in the background to play with. So this is how it sounds like. I think it sounds pretty sweet with this next Seth Lover. Just for fun, let's try it with an Archtop as well. I mean, to be honest, I can play this combination all day. So, I mean, the end of this video is going to be that I love this amp. This is probably going to be the amp that I'm going to use the most to practice and just to play at home, because it's not that loud. If you want something with loud headroom, this is not going to be your thing. But if you're looking for something just to practice and just to have fun with, this is the amp to go with. It's also worth mentioning that these amps are manufactured in China. They're all hand soldered and everything, but in order for them to keep the cost low, they manufacture them overseas. But what happens is every amp actually goes to Belgium, and then the owner of BirdSong amps, he checks all of them, and if you want to upgrade the tubes to JJ tubes instead of Chinese tubes, he can do that for you for an extra 20 something euros. Don't quote me on that, I haven't seen the prices recently. But I mean, he's an amp tech, an amp builder, and he basically quality checks every amp that goes through him, and he sends them directly from Belgium. At the end of the day, you should definitely check out these amps. I think they're great, and I think that every guitar player should have something like this, and it's a steal. I mean, the price that they're giving you and the quality that they're giving you is really nice. So I really love to see more companies doing this sort of thing, like giving you something that would cost you a lot more money from coming from Fender or another brand, and they just make this accessible for people like me that are students and they want to have a really nice experience with their tube amp. This is it. This is what I'm talking about. So 100% check this brand out, check these amps, and if you have experience with them, leave them under the comment section down below. Now, with all that being said, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you like what I'm doing, leave a like, leave a comment, because that really helps a lot. And I will catch you with the next video. So have a good one and stay safe. Bye bye.